why I developed the thing. It said, "There ain't no grass where the herd's great, so don't be a herd animal."
Actually, I wrote that. Actually, I had a couple sayings that I heard you say, and truthfully, we could have an entire podcast on herd behavior.
That's right.
As it relates to investing in yours. So expand on that by that, because that's a real common thread between us.
Well, the whole construction industry has always been an owner wants to build a building, he hires an architect. The architect then brings in all of the engineers as a part of the team. They talk to the client, they design a building, then they put it out to bid to 10 contractors. Whoever the low bidder is, which is the lowest interpretation of what those documents said, gets the project. And I realized early on that there's more than one way to build a building. And that's just what we just got through talking to these people down here about, is the fact that architects and engineers have what we call innocent ignorance. They're given the keys to the kingdom by the owner to design their building, yet they couldn't tell you what that door cost, where to get it at, how many man hours it takes to hang it, which is what determines cost. So you've got a whole building that's been put together by people that don't really know what it costs or the best way to do it, because all they do is specify the engineering systems that go in it. Bubba out here bids it. Bubba knows what everything costs. He knows what works and doesn't work, because he goes and tears out and fixes the things that were put in that didn't work. He tears out the products that didn't hold up. So he knows the solutions to everything. When a civil engineer designs sewer or stormwater, they don't design it with the fact that they'll start out and say, well, we got an 8-inch pipe here. When it gets to this portion, the volume will increase to a 12-inch pipe, to a 14-inch pipe, to an 18-inch pipe. Bubba looks at that and says, well, if you run it over here, you can do it out of an 8-inch pipe all the way, and you don't have to go 3 feet deep. You're going 8 feet deep over here. The pipe costs the same. It's how deep you go is what drives the cost. The engineer doesn't think that way. So what I realized is that if I take the architect, the engineers, and my Bubbas, and I put us all in a room together, and I talk about the solution, I can come up with a cost-effective solution that's 10 to 20% cheaper than getting 10 bids for one way to build a building, because there are multiple ways to build it. So to do that, I realized that I would alienate myself and Trail from all architects, because nobody would want to work with us, because we're looking for the client that wants to build a building where we're in charge, not the architect. And one of my project managers said, Neil, if you do this, we'll alienate ourselves with all the architects everywhere. And I said, well, they don't bring us work now anyway. I could care
When
less.
was that, at the infancy of your?
84, 85.
And you started in 82. Okay.
And things were bad, and I kept saying, well, you know, I bid a job, and then I start running it, and then all of a sudden I need work, and I go bid, and I bid, and I bid, and my workload, revenue stream looked like this. The only way to level out the revenue stream was to be in control of the client.
And that probably proved very successful to deal directly with the client.
Absolutely, because I can control my world.